Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of danessa myricks. Super excited about this full face today. I have been wanting to do a full face of danessa myricks for a very long time, but I was missing a couple of essential products for a full face. I don't have everything danessa myricks for each step of my makeup. For example, I don't have a mascara, I don't have a brow product, and I also don't have a primer or a setting powder. Some of these products I just wasn't really wanting to add to my collection because I have so many other options, or danessa myricks didn't carry like a mascara, so I don't have one from the line. Other than that though, I have things to complete every step of the look. Danessa myricks has a lot of interesting products in their line. They have the color fixes, which are versatile, basically kind of makeup paints that you can use on your eyes, lips, cheeks. You can do creative art with them depending on, you know, the kinds of tools that you have. And they also come in a lot of colors. I have a lot of neutrals from the line and just more like earthy tones, but they do have like neons, fluorescent colors. They also have a great variety of colors in their color cushion liner line. They just have a great variety of different types of products and textures to mix and play with. So I'm really excited to get into today's video. I don't have a primer from danessa myricks, so the only thing that I'm going to be wearing underneath of my foundation is just a moisturizer. But I am going to go in with the danessa myricks Vision Cream Cover 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I have mine in the shade N05. It's a more neutral medium tone shade. This foundation is around $22 or maybe $24. And it is 0.34 fluid ounces. Usually foundations have a full fluid ounce, but this one is quite a bit less, so you get a lot less product in it. But this foundation is one of the fullest coverage foundations that I've ever worked with. I'm using this little mixing plate I have, and I'm going to really try and control the amount that I take out. I really only used about half of a pump. What I'm going to do is sort of warm up the product on the little plate and just kind of warm it up with my finger. And now I'm going to dot the product onto my skin. I prefer more medium coverage foundations, so along with using a really light hand, I'm also going to be going in with a sponge to blend out this foundation. Going to keep taking from the little palette and just dotting it all over my skin. The product goes such a long way. You can really build up this foundation to be super duper full coverage, and by applying the foundation how I'm applying it right now, you can have it shared out quite a bit. I will say I struggle quite a bit to mix this foundation in with other products, which does kind of bother me because if I do have a full coverage foundation in my collection, I want to be able to shear it out and really manipulate it to be kind of the coverage that I want depending on what I need. With a small concealer brush, this one is from It Cosmetics, I'm going to dip the brush into the palette just to kind of get a little bit of concentrated color, and I'm going to cover up some of the areas that I need just a little bit of extra coverage. And I did a really good job covering that little spot on my cheek. And I am taking a little bit of it underneath of my eyes. Unfortunately, this foundation is just so thick that I do have a hard time mixing it in with other products. I really wanted to create a tinted moisturizer type look and finish with this foundation, so I mixed it in with a basic moisturizer. I just used my ordinary moisturizer, and the foundation or like tinted moisturizer that I created ended up creasing really bad on me, so that wasn't really a good situation. I also tried mixing it together with different types of primers, and it just really wouldn't mix together. They would kind of like reject each other. The only product that I could really get mixed well with this product, and I actually really enjoyed the look of it and the feel of it on the skin, was the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I even tried as a cheaper alternative to use the Dew Pop or like Jelly Dew Pop from e.l.f., but that primer did not mix well with the danessa myricks Vision Cream Cover. It got like really weird and separate-y and bubbly almost. It was strange, but the Milk Hydro Grip ended up looking super beautiful on the skin, and I felt like the lasting power was really nice. So I have 3 different types of bronzing products or contouring products from danessa myricks. The one product that I am not going to be using today at all is the danessa myricks Waterproof Cream Palette. So it looks like this. It reminds me a lot of the Inglot palettes. You have the little magnetic top and it just kind of slides right off. So these are just a little bit too creamy and a little bit too waxy for my liking. I struggle to really blend these out on the skin to make them look nice and smooth, and I feel like the color selection isn't great for my needs and my preferences. I do think that obviously you can mix shades together, but considering I'm not a huge fan of the texture of these, I really don't ever reach for this little palette. I did just want to show you guys the palette though. I'll go ahead and swatch a few colors. It's just really very creamy and I kind of struggle with the application of these and just the colors. I don't feel like any of the colors are especially flattering on my skin. And I can mix them together, which is kind of like the beauty of having a palette, but I don't know, I just never really reached for this. Two bronzers that I really like from Danessa Myricks is the Danessa Myricks regular power bronzer in the shade medium. I do wish I had a different shade of this. I wish I picked up also the deeper version, or maybe it's called dark. I'm not sure what the one up shade is. I'm going to apply the medium shade so you guys can see, but I am going to fully use the other bronzer that I have from Danessa Myricks for today's look. But this is what the medium bronzer looks like on me. It's really cute, it's very pretty, it's a nice shade, but I think that if you were any deeper than me, this really wouldn't show up the way that you wanted it to, and for me personally, I do like a little bit of a deeper bronze, but I think that this is really natural and very subtle looking and very pretty, and I feel like a lot of people would really enjoy this shade and love the texture of it and the blendability of this product. I just personally wish I had a different shade in it. So the bronzer that I really enjoy is actually more of like a blush product, but it is a pretty decent bronzing shade, and that's the shade right there. Blend it out, it's so pretty. So that's sort of what it looks like blended out. But this is the Vision Flush in the shade Toasted Almond. I have another Vision Flush that is more a blush shade, and I really love the formulas of these. These are my favorite products to use on the cheeks from Danessa Myricks. I like that the liquid is so thin. It really makes everything so easy to blend out. And it also just sits on the skin really nicely. This side of my face, due to lighting, definitely has a bit more shadow on it, so it's really hard to truly compare the two bronzers, but there's definitely differences. I love how sheer you can make the Vision Flush, and you can really build up the color if you want. I personally would build up the color a little bit, but I kind of wanted to show you guys what the bronzers look like on the skin. My face is going to be a little bit different maybe, but I am just adding a little bit more of the Vision Flush bronzer all over. It is my preferred bronzer from Danessa Myricks, so I just wanted to add a little bit more. I would like to get my hands on the deeper power bronzer, but you know, the medium shade is what I have right now, and I'm happy that I have the Vision Flush in Toasted Almond because it really is my jam. I'm just going to do my brows really quick with the Pacifica Highest Depth Hemp Fiber Brow Set. So these are the Danessa Myricks Color Fixes, and I mainly wear these on my eyes. You can wear them on your cheeks and on your lips as well. The two colors that I would wear on my cheeks and on my lips are the Spicy and Desert Rose, both mattes. I do not really like the color fixes for my cheeks. They dry very fast, and they're also very pigmented. So between the small window of drying time and the high pigment concentrated liquid that you have to blend out, it's messy. It's messy and it doesn't always work out too well. And then the reason why I don't wear them on the lips too often is because the shades are just off for what I typically like. However, the other shades are very wearable and easy to use on the eyes. I do wish I had more of like a true brown. I especially really like the shimmery color fix I have in the shade Celebration, and I love this more shimmery glittery shade in Gold Mine. So I decided to just swatch all of the color fixes that I have so you guys can see and I can talk about the shades. So the first shade up here is Gold Mine. It's so beautiful. It has a really great reflex to it. I love the shade of gold. I love the glitter within it, and you don't ever get any fallout because these are a liquid. So that's really nice. They're very workable and wearable. The next shade is Celebration, and I also really like this shade. This is an awesome one and done color, so you can wear it all throughout the eyelid and the crease to give it some depth. Great shade to use in that way. And then the next one is the shade Exposed. It's very gray toned, very, very cool toned. I don't wear it too often on the website, on the Sephora website. I thought this would be more of a like a nudie light brown, but yeah, not so much that. The next shade is a close skin tone shade to me. It is number Nude 5. I picked this up originally to be used as a concealer, but I didn't really like the consistency for it as a concealer, so now I really just use it to mix together shades. That's what I mainly use that shade for. The next shade is Chocolate. And this one definitely ended up being a little bit more red purple toned than I like. I thought that Chocolate would be more of like a chocolatey brown. Once it's all blended out, it really ends up looking kind of purpley red. So yeah, I do wish I had a better selection of shades that I really enjoy using and would use a lot more often, but it is kind of hard to tell on the computer, you know, what kind of shades you're buying. And then I also swatched the more blushy lip shades that I have. This one is Desert Rose, and then this one is Spicy. So for my eyes, I am going to actually prime one eyelid. So we're gonna go ahead and prime my left eyelid. I kind of just want to do this to see for myself, you know, the true longevity of these shadows and whether it would be worth it to wear a primer or not. But I do find that the lasting power of these shadows by themselves is pretty decent. I am going to start working on a crease shade. I'm going to mix together Chocolate, Nude 5, and Exposed. So those are the shades all laid out. And I'm going to use this little spatula that I have to mix them, just so I don't get my fingers too dirty. I'm also going to take the shade and pull a little bit from it. And going to make a separate section, and I'm going to add a little bit more of the chocolate shade to that mixture to have like a deeper version of the crease shade. So these are the shades that I was able to mix together. I'm going to first work with that lighter shade, and I'm really just going to tap my brush in there. Maybe kind of get it really in the brush, and I'm lightly putting it through the crease. Probably, yeah, bringing it a little bit onto the eyelids on the outer corners. Because that chocolate shade does have so much red and just like purple in it, it really makes it come off as, you know, red, purple on the eyelids, which is cute. I think it's a really nice shade, but just not what I was expecting for Chocolate. Taking a pencil brush, and I'm dipping it into the deeper shade, and I'm going to run that along my lash line. Really like the look of kind of having a deeper lash line and then piling on my lid shades on top of it. I feel like this eye can definitely be blended out a little bit more, maybe in both eyes, I don't even know. They are getting a little bit drier, so yeah, you do just want to work like kind of fast with these. I am, however, going to be putting eyeshadow on over top of all of this, so I'm not like too worried about the blend just yet. I am going in with Celebration, and I'm putting it on the little palette that I have. I'm taking a like flat fluffy brush, and I'm picking up the color on that brush, and I am applying it all over the eyelid. Might even want to pick up some more of this shade. I really enjoy this shade. I think it's so pretty. It makes a great one and done shadow. And because I find the wear time of these to be pretty decent, this makes like a great on the go one and done shadow. I wonder if they have like more types of shadows like that because I would love to play with them. So that's a pretty light layer of Celebration, and I think it looks really good. I think that it looks really good with the shades of the crease that I have going on, even though that's not really typically how I would style a shade like Celebration. I still think it looks really nice. I am going to go in with Gold Mine though. I love Gold Mine. It really ups a lot of looks. And I'm really just gonna flip my brush over, dip it in, and I'm just taking my brush and I am patting Gold Mine all over the center of the lid to add, yeah, that's really pretty, adding all that sparkle on there, kind of like a sparkly explosion. You're not getting any fallout because it is liquid, and these are just going to last really long. I feel like you could have a lot of fun with these shades. I really want to pick up another shade from Danessa Myricks that has these glitter bits through it. And I'm kind of just brushing the middle of the crease with this shade too. I really like the look of like a shimmery middle crease. I think it's kind of fun. My neighbor is going to be mowing his lawn, so we just are going to be dealing with that. I just squirted a little bit of the number 5 little color fix on my palette. I'm going to dip a little blending brush into it. I kind of want to see if I can fix the shape of my work, kind of going over the tops of it with this shade. I'm kind of as concealer. I kind of wanted to see if I could find a new use for this, and I think it's working really well. It's a pretty nice way to use this. So I do want to talk about the Danessa Myricks Cushion Color Liners. I really liked these liners for a very long time, and then they dried out on me. I even took the cushion from inside of them and flipped them around to kind of get the color to be moving again, kind of get the liquids up again, but that didn't work. I did try though putting some eye drops inside of the cushion, so I am curious to see if that ended up working and doing anything. It looks like they just kind of hung out on the top. The liner that I think would be really cool with this look is the Electric Sun, pulling some inspo from Emma Chamberlain's little Met look that she had with her green liner, and I think that this would just look really cool. So I want to try this. I did put some of the eye drops on to this liner, so I'm hoping that kind of makes a little bit of a difference. Oh, okay. So, no, not really. I'm kind of trying to get some from below the cushion, like underneath. I was really bummed that these dried out on me. I really enjoyed the orange one, which was totally tangerine. That one was so cool, this like bright orange. But yeah, these just dried out on me, and I was kind of disappointed about that, especially because the packaging seemed so kind of like airtight. It is kind of a big bummer that these are not going on as smoothly and as bright as they once did. Maybe there's something on Danessa Myricks' website that you can purchase to like rejuvenate these liners, but they definitely lost their touch after a little while, which sucks because they are really nice liners and they came in some really cool shades. So I put mascara on and I'm liking the look a lot better. The green liner didn't really, you know, it was dried out. I thought I was gonna fix it and it just didn't really end up fixing itself. The other shades I have, again, totally tangerine. I also have Atlantis, and I also have the shade Cloud Control. And yeah, in the beginning, these were awesome. I really enjoyed them, but they've since dried out on me, and I don't know. If anyone has any tips on how to revive these, please let me know. For my blush, I am going in with the Danessa Myricks Vision Flush in the shade Ballet Slippers. This shade is really cute, and I really love it for the cheeks. I'm just going to do 2 dots to start out with. This product is pretty pigmented, so less is more. And I'm using my e.l.f. Putty blush brush to just kind of spread the product around, press it into the skin. This product is really cute on the cheeks and I like the shade a lot, but on the lips, just straight up, it's not super flattering on me. It's a little bit more orangey than I typically go for and also a little bit lighter. But yeah, on the cheeks, it's super cute and I really like it. I like the consistency of it a lot for a blush product. It's really blendable and looks really nice and natural on the cheeks. And yeah, the lasting power of it is nice. I do like it. I like it a lot better than the Danessa Myricks Color Fixes on the cheeks because it's just easier to blend out. It's easy to control. You can build it up. You can sheer it out. Going to go in with the brush that I used for my bronzer and just kind of make sure that the edges of everything is blended out. I'm going to go in with a little bit of powder today. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Powder, and I'm just going to take a light dusting of it on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, on my chin, taking a little bit of it on my jawline, and then kind of carrying it up into the cheek area, pressing it in my under eye area. I've never been successful in creating a shade for my lips that I really like, so I'm going to try really hard to get it right this time. I'm taking a little bit of Spicy from the Color Fix line. I'm taking a little bit of my nude number 5. So just a little bit. I'm also taking a little bit of my Toasted Almond shade. That could definitely be it. That can definitely be the shade. Now these products are a little dry on the lips, just straight as is, so I am going to add a little bit of the Color Fix glaze that I have. It's just clear. This feels exactly like a balm. Lip is a little deep, but the eyes, you know, are a little dramatic, so it doesn't really look out of place at all. I think to tone down the lips a little bit, I'm adding like the tiniest amount of the nude 5. I'm going to spray my face with Urban Decay All Nighter. Here is the completed face of Danessa Myricks. I really like how this is looking. I especially love the eyes. The little pop of green liner I think is super cute, even though the liner, you know, wasn't performing as I would like. I think that the skin looks very beautiful, and this is the first lip combo that I was able to create with the shades that I have that I'm actually really liking. I'm going to be going out for a little bit with my sister. We are going to hit up some thrift stores. So yeah, I am obviously going to be wearing a mask while I'm out, and that does mess up the makeup quite a bit. So we'll see how this makeup holds up throughout my day. I almost forgot one product from Danessa Myricks that I actually really like. It is the Danessa Myricks Dew Wet in the shade Morning Dew. You're not going to be able to see the shimmers throughout it like that, but it has gold glitter and shimmer throughout it, and I actually really like this product. The fact that I really enjoyed this product surprised me a lot, and the fact that it has like gold glitter throughout it and the fact that I still like it surprised me a lot. But the way that the glitter sits on the skin is so pretty. It's definitely much more subtle than a very glittery, chunky highlight. I feel like the consistency of this product, because it's so creamy, really makes the glitter lay so nicely on the skin. I think that it's a really fun product, which can be worn, you know, a little bit more dramatically, or you just like a little bit of fun, you know, glitter kind of look for an everyday thing. I think it's kind of still very wearable, and it's so reflective. Again, the glitter sits very comfortably on the skin, and it's just really very pretty. I'm a big fan of it. I do not like the glitter on my forehead or on my Cupid's bow, where I usually like highlight, but I do like it on the nose area. Done with my full face of Danessa Myricks, and I will be back later to show you guys how everything held up. I feel like you can't really see the colors of the makeup all that well. It's really cloudy outside. But I feel like for having this makeup on for 6 hours, this is gonna be the one and only check-in. I think that it's looking pretty good, and I was shopping for a really long time today and wearing a mask throughout the whole process. And I feel like there has not been that much transfer a little bit of transfer like right where my little mask straps are, but at least in the lighting that I'm looking at right now, there's a little bit of like splotchiness going on my cheeks, but I feel like, you know, if I needed to correct that, I could just go in with a little bit more blush on my blush brush. I'm surprised that the lip has lasted this long. My lips are very dry right now, so a little bit of lip balm would benefit me. But yeah, the color is still pretty there. It's rubbed off a little bit in the inside. And then my eyeshadow looks great on both eyes. Remember, I did primer on this side and no primer on this side. And I'm pretty sure they're looking pretty much the same. So the color fixes on the eyes are very long lasting even without primer, so that's really good to know. And then I feel like my foundation is looking pretty good. Not a whole lot of creasing around my mouth, and then even under my eyes I'm not really having that much creasing. So yeah, everything is looking pretty well and a little bit better than expected considering I did wear a mask all day. So yeah, I think I'm, you know, liking a lot of my stuff from Danessa Myricks. Some things are a pass for me, but I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on products that you're interested from the line. But that is going to be it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this full face of Danessa Myricks. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully we will see you next time.